All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Me here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you and just like me. All right, so I'm going to be talking about the Eagles paying tribute to Jimmy Buffett. All right, the good, the bad, and the very ugly. I'm just going to say that right up front. Before I get there, here's a band that if you like Jimmy Buffett or the Eagles, you might be interested in. Kinfo, Cheaper Than the Truth, and start with their song Sunny in 72, because that's kind of like a Jimmy Buffett sort of song. They advertise on their website that they're a cross between Charlie Daniels and Alabama. It's an apt description, but I think they have their own thing going on. And this is an EP that I picked up, has 6 songs on there, and they're all great songs. And I had the guys actually on the show, which new bands, typically nobody cares. So I'm just putting it out there. I wish it weren't true, but unfortunately it is. Now let's talk about the Eagles doing a tribute to Jimmy Buffett. Holy crap, Batman. The tribute starts off okay. Tim Schmidt goes out and sings Come Monday, and he does kind of a pedestrian job with it. It's not like he did anything wrong. It's just that the song, to me, is a very emotional song. Although when Buffett performed it live, it kind of took on a new life. But the radio single is something that kind of stops you in your tracks. You listen to the story. You feel how much Jimmy is missing his spouse or his girlfriend or whatever. And it's just a great song. We just had Labor Day weekend, and I think that should be played every Labor Day weekend. If it wasn't already, it should be a staple, kind of like they'll play September, by Earth, Wind, and Fire on the 21st of September as a tribute. So they should probably do that for Come Monday. Anyway, they do an okay version of Come Monday. And by the way, Don Henley does this great intro where he's talking about how, Jimmy is now hanging out with Glenn and Randy having a cheeseburger in paradise, which was just a great intro. And the crowd understood it and got into it. So after they do Come Monday, Joe Walsh walks up. He's got the Finn hat on. If you've been to a few Jimmy Buffett concerts, you know that they sell all of this great merchandise, and you can walk out of there, spend like $200 on stuff that you really don't need because it's a Jimmy Buffett concert and it's what people do. But you're thinking, this is the perfect character, right? Joe Walsh, Jimmy Buffett. Apparently they wrecked a lot of hotel rooms together. So again, from a logistical standpoint, from a theatrical standpoint, this looks like it might be great. But then Joe Walsh starts to sing, and it's, oh my gosh, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I know Joe's lost some of his vocal range, right? And he never had the greatest voice to begin with. I remember in the Eagles documentary, they talked about trading Bernie Ledden for Joe Walsh, basically bringing Walsh in. You had all this guitar firepower, but then they cut to a clip of his vocal and they're like, yeah, so we're losing a little bit vocally. I would have pushed Deacon Fry out there. Say, hey, Deacon, you want to sing a Jimmy Buffett song? So Joe Walsh tries to sing the song Fins, which would be a perfect Joe Walsh kind of song. It's awful. It's worse than awful. And you're paying tribute to Jimmy Buffett. You're not trying to tear down his legacy. Let Vince Gill sing it, for crying out loud. I know Don Henley, he's got to sing most of the catalog. So he's thinking to himself, this is good. I can take a break. I'll have, Joe and Tim sing more. That gives me time to rest my vocal cords, right? This was awful. And it speaks to the fact that some of these guys, they stay too long. I've heard certain musicians, Dee Snider recently, talking about there are people that are they're on stage too long, too late. Some guys, they can't do this anymore and they don't admit it. And then they're charging, $180 for a nosebleed seat. And I get it. This is just and another thing is, if you went to go see the Eagles, you might be ticked off. I don't think so, but you might be ticked off. Hey, they're doing 2 songs by Jimmy Buffett. I came to hear the Eagles. A lot of casual fans, they don't know the relationship between the two bands. Jimmy Buffett and his Coral Reefer Band. Apparently, Tim Schmidt spent some time in the Coral Reefer Band. So, I as a big fan of both of these artists, my heart sank. It's like, this was not good. Did you guys not hear this in rehearsal? Because you had to have a rehearsal, because these are 2 songs you typically don't do. Tim sounds okay doing Come Monday. Joe sounds horrible, just like an abomination trying to sing Fins. Say, you know what? Hey, Joe, maybe this isn't for you. I get that it looks like you're perfect for this part. On paper, yeah, who should sing Jimmy Buffett songs? Joe Walsh, of course. Now, vocally, do they have anything in common? No, not really. And does Joe sing well these days? Nope. So should we put Joe out there to sing this iconic song? Probably not, And so you can go listen to it for yourself. I'll put the link to that video. It's called Eagles Tribute to Jimmy Buffett. I will put it in the description of this video, and you can judge for yourself. I know a lot of people are much more diplomatic than I am, but you're dealing with world-class musicians who should be able to hear for themselves and go, Joe, I don't know if this is a good way to pay tribute to Jimmy Buffett. I get it that we want to do this, and they should, because Jimmy Buffett should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And if anything, these guys should be writing the Hall of Fame. Kind of too late now. Jimmy's not here anymore, but at least, he gets his due after the fact. If you want to right the wrongs of the world, at least when it comes to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, people will argue, and they'll be right to argue other bands before Jimmy or other artists before Jimmy. But this is just such a no-brainer. Like, yeah, duh, he should be in the Hall of Fame. I thought he already was. Don Henley, in his little speech, he should say something like, yeah, and here's a guy who should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But again, these guys, they don't rock the boat really that much. Don Henley is the most likely guy to rock the boat, and he's more interested in, woke politics probably than he is with if Jimmy Buffett should be in the Hall of Fame. So in any event, I love the Eagles and I love Jimmy Buffett, and it was just kind of sad that didn't work. I guess that's the whole point of this video. Also, check out Kinfo. This is the future, folks. These guys are from Texas. There's a lot of great music in Texas. I listen to a lot of country, but it tends to be more rock-oriented country than the bro Nashville country, which you hear on the radio today. And a lot of that music, I don't know what it is. Sometimes I listen to it and I go, it's just a hybrid of R&B or something, and it's just not well done. These guys are more traditional, and they're just good guys, and they work all the clubs down there, and bars, saloons, not clubs. Sorry, they're not working clubs. Oh man, I got to go back to 1990 and put my words back there, and just stop saying stuff that doesn't make sense. And I do that from time to time, and that's why I need your support here, because you never know what I'm going to say. And that's what makes the channel interesting. You never know what I'm going to say or how I'm going to say it. Which foot will I put in my mouth today? Please subscribe to the channel, folks. And also don't forget about Patreon if you want to be a supporter, as this channel continues to be more independent as time goes on. At some point, I may have to pull up stakes. I had a video on my other channel banned yesterday. Banned. Like they pulled the video down. So I don't know what the future looks like with this stuff, especially the way I shoot my mouth off. So that's the problem. I've got to find a place where I can shoot my mouth off and not get in trouble. It's called free speech. Remember that? Free speech, not hate speech, not mis or disinformation. No, those are filters, artificial filters that they put in there to stop you from speaking your mind, which is completely wrong. So again, thanks for watching. God bless you all, and I will see you soon.